Hi there, and welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to continue Volume 19, Episode 5 of my Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac scrapbooks. Today we're going to get into a very wondrous and amazing moment, and that is August 3rd, 2011, at the Ameoba Records in Hollywood, California, and Stevie Nicks was doing a signing for In Your Dreams. Now, there's really nothing more to say. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? How many years have I been a fan of Stevie in these videos I've been talking about since about 1987? A little bit earlier, but my first show was in 87. So let's say roughly about 82 to 2011 is how many years I've been waiting for a moment where she'd do a signing, a meet and greet, something in my favor, where there was a possibility, a remote chance that I could go and meet her that didn't cost an exorbitant amount of money like the City of Hope things. Well worth the cause. Would have been amazing if I could have gone, but yeah. So this was pretty phenomenal. Notice was given by Ameoba Records pretty early on, well, not early on, maybe with perhaps about a week's notice. And it said that you had to come down, be at Ameoba Records between such and such hours, and they were taking 200 people. So as long as you were between 1 and 200, you would get in and be able to meet Stevie Nicks. You had to buy an album. You had to buy either Crystal Visions, In Your Dreams. It seems like there was another option. Maybe it was In Your Dreams, the CD or the vinyl or whatever they had at the time. And there was no photography. And it said something would be signed. Now, it wasn't until I got there that I found out that only the album, or I don't even know if the album had been out yet. The album was out, but I mean, in album format. So I don't know if the CD could be signed but as far as I knew, the lithograph that you're going to get at that meeting is all she was going to be signing. But I didn't know this. So as soon as I found out about it, I have a lot of notes, so this is going to be a little bit more talky before there's some pictures, but tomorrow's episode will follow up with this and there'll be a lot of pictures. So let me just say that I had no money. I mean, I was broke as a joke. I've been going to a lot of shows. I've been prior to this is August, and I just went over the 2 nights in the Fillmore, which were in October. But prior to that, I think it was May, I'd been to so many shows, or I'd been to the Wiltern in May for her birthday, and that was from Oregon to California again. So, a little bit of a drop there. And I'm not too sure. There just seemed like there was other stuff going on. And I just realized that I also went to a Lindsay show that was local-ish. So there was a lot of stuff going on in 2011. It was an amazing year. I really thought about that. I didn't think about that till I was putting together this part of the scrapbook and these videos, that what an amazing year 2011 was for me. And this was no exception, obviously, but there was no money. But I thought to myself, I don't care if I have to start walking and I have 1 week to make it from Portland, Oregon to Hollywood, California. My ass is going to be there. So I was just between things and having had money and just, being in a low point. I had a great job. I had money and stuff like that, but not at my ready. My poor boyfriend, who was, learning way too early on about what my, I will spare no expense or instance or nothing is sacred. If it's a chance for me to go see Stevie live at a show, meet her, it doesn't matter. If it means taking out something on the car, selling the car, like taking something to a pawn shop, I don't care. I will do what it takes to go see Stevie. So he's already learning this from me, right? And he knew that about me beforehand. We knew each other many years ago, but still, it was just kind of funny. And I was hoping that his check would come in and I could dip into a little bit of it, because I calculated the cost flying, and flying was really expensive. Actually, it wasn't too bad, but then being in Los Angeles, finding a place to stay, getting a Uber or a cab or something like that, or even getting a car in Los Angeles driving, just the expenses were ridiculous and just was not going to happen. And so my car, I was a little concerned about it making down to Los Angeles. I think because I had taken it already, and it wasn't going to be possible. So I kind of did the math in my head, and I came up with a point that I could probably do it again with a little help from his check, but it would be really cool if somebody could help go with me, like if there's somebody to share the expense and also the driving time. And so I called Dawn, and she was already in California, so she was, halfway there, but still she just could not do it. And she'd met Stevie before. So it was kind of like, I kind of almost would have been a little jealous anyway, because she's already met Stevie, so I'd be a little upset that she met her a second time. I'm kidding, but a little bit, a little bit not kidding. So I called up another friend, and that friend was really unable to go too, but I said, dude, like this is your chance, and So arrangements were made, and he was able to come with me and help as much as he could. I pretty much was just taking anything. If he can help anything, it would make all the difference to me, because it's really tight and difficult for me. But I can't miss this. I can't not let this happen. So I was looking around and doing stuff, and trying not to make this too long. It ended up that it just wasn't going to happen. There's just no way. And I was hemming and hawing with, should I go? Should I not? But we're talking about meeting Stevie. This is not just another show, which I'd still be having the same ordeal I'm going through mentally, but this is meeting her. And it just seemed like I was just not going to not let that pass me by. I ended up taking out a loan, and I'm not joking when I say to you that I went and I took out a loan. And by the loan, by that time, everything was fine, because then I could rent a car, stay where, do whatever the hell I wanted to, but it was still, it was at some insane loans anymore. My credit's never been spectacular. Thank you. Most of my Stevie Nicks collection, but nonetheless, it was more about, the last minute, what I needed it for and something like that. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but I had to pay that back, obviously. So, just because I had it covered at this point, but that is how I think. As long as I can have it covered now, we'll worry about it later. That's just unfortunately always been my mentality. And here I am at the age that I am, and I still think that way. And it's a very childish way to think, but it is what it is. This is my passion. This is what I'm into, and that's how I think about things. So got everything together, got a car, and it was impossible. Like, I was super delayed even getting out of Oregon, and that just set me, like, started crunching me up, just like freaking me the hell out. And I had to go from Oregon to kind of like in the Valley of California, to pick up this friend. And then we were making our way down. And like I said, from Oregon to San Francisco is about 12, 14 hours. It just depends. And I know I made an error in an old video saying that it was, takes that long to get down to Southern California. But from California, like the Bay Area to Los Angeles, takes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. So where I was meeting this person was kind of inland a little bit, and then we had to go back out. So it's about more like a 12, 13-hour trip from Oregon. And the really bummer part is, much like all the other jaunts that I've made, this one, there was no excuse. I had to drive down. I had the day I was able to take like one day off, meet her, literally get in the car and drive back. I am not kidding you. I am absolutely not kidding. It was a complete boomerang shot. So the time I'm driving down August 2nd to be there like by midnight, whatever like that, to get in line as early as I can for the August 3rd meeting. And as soon as I was done meeting her on the 3rd, I had to drive back. Now, I don't think I had to be to work on the 4th. I don't think I had to be to work on the 4th. I can't make any guarantees about that. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to be to work on the 4th, but definitely on the 5th. There was just no way. There's no way to get around it. So ended up getting in the car, like I said, a little bit late, but it was fine. I picked up my friend, and the friend was going to help me drive to Los Angeles. And as it were, he's kind of a little bit of a new driver and stuff. And, like, I'm like, please, like, I'm trying so hard to do all this for us, but please, I really need to drive. And then he got very uncomfortable driving, because we're not on the Grapevine yet, but we're on 5 and it's dark. And he just was not comfortable. And I don't blame him. Like, I'm not mad at that, but it's just like, I'm tired. I'm literally running on fumes from just hauling ass. So worried about getting there at a decent time to get in line. That's really my main concern. Once I'm there, don't care, because, I'm in line. It doesn't matter. I'll sleep all day till I meet Stevie. But, we finally get there, and I guess that's kind of where I'm going to go. I'm just going to kind of read some of the notes, and then I'll elaborate, like I said, much more on pictures and just really how it went, what went further and stuff like that from there. So some of the notes that I had written down is we were getting there, and we got there at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, I guess I left at about, I think it said that on here. There was somewhere, I want to say I left at about, I was late getting in the car. There's a problem with the car and getting out of Oregon, like I said, and I don't remember what that was, but it was like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe on the 2nd. And so we get into, again, I have to pick up my friend, so that's why the little stops and potty and eating and stuff like that. But 3:30 in the morning, we get to Ameoba Records in Hollywood. And it's so funny, because we get there at 3:30 and there's all these cars, but nobody's in line. Literally, as soon as we pull up, these two guys hop out of their car. Two guys in a car that get right out as we pull up and lay down the fact that they are there first, nicely, but still concrete. I'm stretching like crazy, and I say, I just don't give a rat's ass. As long as we're here in line, I don't have to drive anymore. And I believe it was then that one of them was like, "Oh my God, did you just drive down from Oregon?" Like instantly, somebody's like, they saw the car and stuff. We ended up being number 3 and 4 in line, but we broke it up so that we were discussing it, and we were thinking, if my friend gets a little bit further, or I get behind and he gets in front, whatever the case may be, um, you can take pictures of me and I can take pictures of you. And so I think it ended up being like 3 and 7 because he went down a couple of notches. My friends Brian and Doug were 1 and 2, and then it was Richard and Ness, some other friends, great, amazing people that were there. I fell asleep shortly after texting my boyfriend at 6 in the morning. So we got there at 3:30, and I finally fell asleep about 6. And then I woke up because I got a parking ticket, because by the time I fell asleep to the time I woke up, the meters were on, and like that little meter maid, man, she is right there, like, so at 8:15 in the morning, after, being dead ass tired and asleep, I wake up and, meanwhile, like there's all these people lined up. So all these people are just watching me get a ticket. So it's so embarrassing. Like, whatever, it happened. I have the ticket as a souvenir, but I digress. I was pissed. I was so angry because I'm like, really? I mean, just all these people, like, and it's bright and sunny and I don't know what all the commotion is. Like, I don't remember where I'm at. I'm dead asleep, and I wake up to the, like click, you just hear that your windshield wiper go down. And they must have been looking right at me, like somebody's in the car. There's all these people lined up on the street, obviously, and an Oregon plate. Obviously, this person is here for something, but whatever. Amoeba comes around and talks with the fans waiting in line. Then shortly before the wristband time, these kids doing interviews for their school project asked to speak with people. My friend Doug keeps on as much as I to anyone that'll listen that I'm from Oregon, which catches the attention of Amoeba, the kids, and later Channel 7 News. For the kids, I just tell them, with all due respect, this kid is taking me over to his film crew, which looks no more than 17, all homied out. And he says sweetly, "I'm sorry, I have no idea who Stevie Nicks is." I tell him, when the day is over and you're done filming, go home and look her up. I tell him I bet he'd be surprised to find that the music he is into, or the people he looks up to in music, have probably mentioned Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac with love and praise. He just kind of smiles and says he will. Mostly they just ask me what would possess me to come so far to meet someone. The interviewer kid, his name was Angel, said he was also sorry, but this was just an assignment, likely nothing I'd be able to see online or anything. He was a really sweet kid, but he did. He had like the cap on sideways and the pants down around. He's just such a sweetheart, right? For Amoeba, I think I was pretty flippin' tired and adrenaline tired, because they asked me what are some of your favorite songs and what draws me to Stevie's music. I made mention that I adore her because her fans are select. To be a fan, you have to be part of some secret club and have a decoder ring to decipher her lyrics. They mean the world to those who are most devout. I was really joking and being paunchy, but looking back, I sure hope they didn't think I was being snarky. 9:30 a.m., the notes say, I put in my journal, tickets bought, but what I think I meant is that wristbands were obtained and they were all numbered. And at 9:30, when you got the wristbands, they all had a number on them, and you could go and do whatever the hell you wanted till 7 o'clock, and then just get back in line in the number that you gave, which was a phenomenal idea to do for something. So you can do whatever you want to. Wait there all day, it's fine, but like nobody's going to crowd you in line, because your wristband, and they put it on pretty tight, has to match whatever number. So they're going to call for 1 and 2. They're going to call for 3 and 4. So number 68 could be in front of number 7. But they're not going to let 68 go until, you know what I mean? So it didn't matter where you're standing in line, the people whose number got called up, etc. So in order to get the wristband, you had to buy either Crystal Visions or In Your Dreams. In Your Dreams came with a lithograph. Only one of those 3 things will be signed. So that's what I said a minute ago. Crystal Visions, In Your Dreams, or the lithograph. So yeah. Later, it stated only the In Your Dreams lithograph. Now, I packed that damn car with half of these journals or these books that you've seen. I'm not kidding you. I had no idea. I didn't have quite as much as I have now, but I had, quite a bit. And I did not know there's so many things that meant something to me. This meant something to me for one reason. This meant something to me for another. And I just didn't know what I wanted signed by Stevie. And so I took a whole bunch down, and I was going to talk to my friends and see what they thought and kind of get the vibe and see what Stevie is going through. And the next thing you know, it's just that litho. And I love that litho. You'll see it tomorrow. But it's just kind of disappointing that that's it, that we all had to have the same thing. Like it just would have been so cool if, I had this signed or that signed, or, you know what I mean? Just something, everybody had something different instead of everybody just getting, and kind of what did it matter, to be honest with you? In hindsight, it's not like, I just don't know. You're signing something. Like, what did it matter what you signed? And they were like freaking suit Nazis in line about, like, I had a poster, I had the, why did I just forget the name of it? The kind of ballet pose where she's kind of, I call it the airplane poster, or a picture. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's so funny that's here, this one, but I had the poster of that, and I had it in there, and that's kind of a hard one to find. And, I'd gotten it up there and had it with me, and I had it rolled up, but like Karen, everybody was like, no, I have to take that out of your hands. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm not going to unscrawl it and have her sign it. It's just, I'm holding it because I came with it. I'm holding it. She's like, nope. And they're just really bad about it. And the thing that pissed me off, a side note, is that when I got out to the car later, this thing had been in a frame, but something just hit it right in the face. And so, like, right here, like literally right here across her face, there's a line. I mean, you kind of hold it from a distance, you can't really tell, but I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Just like this beautiful poster that's kind of pricey, kind of hard to find, and it just has this little line just right across her face, like a sliver, I don't know, just made me so furious. And I, drove all the way down, and so that, so kind of even made me more mad that they wouldn't sign anything else because I, like, damaged something as a result. But so let's see here. Right after we got our wristbands and such like that, we're a bunch of people. I mean, we just, sorry to go on about the same thing all the time, but my God, our Stevie fans freaking amazing. And I think I said it for the Wiltern show and the Fillmore show, but it's not already the people that you know, which is always a beautiful thing, but it's the new people that you meet, or people that maybe you knew online or something like that, and you're finally meeting them for the first time. And we're total strangers, me and my friend, and three different people offered us a place to come stay, take a shower, chill out, whatever you want to do in the LA area. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, no, because I feel bad. I'm not so awkward about it, like going to somebody else's house, but I felt bad for them, even though they were offering. I'm like, are they offering to be nice? And they're like praying you say no, anything like that. And so finally, this one dear friend who you'll see in a picture later, his name's Richard, and he took my friend and I over to his house. And again, we got showered, and we wanted to go out. My friend and I just really want. I'm beat tired. I mean, I'm dead tired, but the shower helped me out just a little bit. And our friend stayed at his own place and took a nap, and it was sweltering hot. I need to add that too. It was effing ridiculous. When I tell you the sun was beating down when I got the ticket, that was like, what did I say, 8:15 in the morning. But by 10, 11 o'clock, by the time we got our wristbands, it was hot. It's August 3rd. It's August in California. It was not pretty. And so taking that shower, like I said, it just, the grind when you drive for a long time and stuff like that. So there was that. So we took a shower, and Richard decided to stay at his place, and my friend and I, we just wanted to go out. We didn't want to go shopping where all the stuff is at. Kind of go to some of the Stevie spots, like on Hollywood Boulevard, on the Walk of Fame and everything like that, where the star is and stuff. So we ended up going there. We went to a place where I bought a lot of pictures in my youth and such like that that had really changed. I've talked about Star World, and when we went down in 2011, it was literally just a place of instant pictures, internet printed pictures, just over and over and over again. The quality and such like that. And he was still making a killing, and all the power to him. I love Dave. I love that store. But instead of opening a drawer and like finding, like, oh my God, there's this rare gem or a Polaroid or something, just something unique. It was just like all about, pictures that had just, he had taken this down and, printed up 18, 19 copies. And respectfully, in Hollywood, that's what they want. They don't give a shit. They just obtain the autograph, and the autograph is what's the money. They don't care what it's on, as long as it's a picture of the artist. And so what he's really doing is he's probably making a killing printing of that kind of stuff for people like that, paparazzi and such, who go around and try and get, a whole bunch of autographs. So that was that. We went and had lunch, like I said, and then we went back to Ameoba around 5 o'clock. Now, I do believe that the doors are supposed to open at 7. And I'm making a lot of calls to my friends, my family. My mom's birthday was August 2nd. I had to call her and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not coming to see you. They still live in California. I love you so much, but this is important to me. Just, I felt like this big. But I'm telling them that I'm here, that I got a number, that this is going to happen. Like, in a matter of time, this is going to happen. And I just can't believe it. And then my very best friend since high school, she still lived in Long Beach, so she was able to come out to visit. So I got to see her, and I was joking about getting her Christmas stuff from the Christmas prior, the Christmas of 2010, and here we are in August, and I'm giving her Christmas stuff. So I think I'll leave it there for now, because then tomorrow, like I said, I didn't even think I'd talk this much, and I'm really sorry, but tomorrow is going to be the whole like how it went down and everything that happened. And what was really cool too is that this is Doug and Brian, and this is, oh wait, no, he's not here. I thought I had a picture with Richard. I think that's tomorrow night. I apologize. And this is my friend Ed, and Ed and I got to know each other a lot more. But this is his beautiful sweetheart, baby, sweet angel Bogart, who passed away somewhat recently. And this is Stevie Nicks with Bogart. And knowing Ed as well as I know Ed now, it's really poignant. And as such, the most special and heart-wrenching thing for me right now is that this dear friend of mine had passed away as well. This was his husband, and he's since found somebody else, which I'm so grateful for. But it was really, when I look back on these, it's bittersweet because he and I just really shared this. We're the ones that kind of got the TV time and a lot of the attention, and they were the ones who were first in line. And it was really amazing. But I miss him dearly. We attended a lot of shows together, and it's just sad to have seen the couple of friends that I've lost somewhat recently, and then the sweet little fur baby. You have all these friends, you have all these beautiful people, and then you lose some of them, and it just makes it harder. In addition to all the stuff of us waiting here, this was two really cool articles that were they were online technically, and they're slightly different. They're barely different, but this is George Panaccio. I forget if I'm saying his name correctly. We'll talk about him a little bit more, but he's an announcer for Channel 7 News, and he was talking to me, and I made the TV, and then I made these two articles, and I mentioned by name having driven down. The thing that pisses me off though is that I say I followed her. It says her longtime fans couldn't be happier about Stevie doing the signing. One woman drove in from Portland, Oregon. I love Stevie Nicks. This is quoting me. I love Stevie Nicks, and I've never met her, said Anita Kayed, a fan. I've been a fan for about 28 years, and I've seen her about 102 concerts. Now, I always flippantly say I've seen at least 100 shows, and I feel really bad for that because it feels in my head like I have. And I don't know, maybe if I added them up, I don't think so. But 102, that has to just be a misprint or a misunderstanding because I do speak very quickly, and especially if I'm nervous or excited. So, but then it says, I followed her for about 35 years, also said Doug Shipley, who was in this article with me. And like Anita, I have never met her, so it's my life streams too. So I mean, I just couldn't be more happy that he got to meet her on this day. And they have a little bit of story in here as well. And so then this thing as well just kind of requotes us, just takes from here. Like I said, the articles are slightly different, but these were online and such. So that is part one of meeting Stevie Nicks in Hollywood. And they gave us, it's so funny, here's my little citation. My rental car. It's a souvenir, right? I mean, I joked for hours that I was going to have Stevie Nicks sign it because I couldn't believe I'm tired and just all this, and this is happening. Are you kidding me? And then everybody who was waiting in line, Ameoba handed out these fans. These were really cool fans that people were using. Jesus, did we need them ever? So that was kind of just a funny little thing to have given to us before we got in the concert. Because most people on the concert, the signing, because they figured that most people would be waiting. And I think that because possibly it was so hot, either that's what they do all the time, or they figured it was so hot, let's just let people get the hell out of here and just regroup as a number. So those are just a couple little things. Again, I have a lot more, some pictures and some other stuff to show tomorrow, but I hope you enjoyed that. I do apologize for all the chit chat, but I just kind of wanted to build it up for you because tomorrow you just won't believe the awesomeness that happened. It was really a pivotal moment in my life and something I will never forget. So please come and join me for that tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope everybody has a great night. We'll see you next time. Bye.